All right, we're gonna get this party started. I want to welcome you to the Fleet DJ Celebrity Corner. I am one of the hosts for tonight, Tia Whitaker, as you know, and calling in from the state of Maryland. And we have beautiful. Introduce yourself.
How you doing? My name is Brittany J. I'm the Fleet Ohio State Manager. I'm also your favorite host from Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay.
All right, and for those who may not know, we have the legendary Benny Pugh, over 30 years in the music and entertainment industry. You have your resume is impressive. Started out as an intern and moved your way up to being an executive of some of the top labels that we know today, from Def Jam to Motown to Rock Nation, Epic, and your influence can be heard in top artists like Future, Rihanna. The list goes on. And now you're also an author and entrepreneur. So we want to dive into what you have going on with your diverse media and your It's Your Time conference. So let's first start with your transition from working in the music and entertainment industry for those labels to now founding your own entertainment company.
Well, thank you guys for having me. This is quite impressive. I'm trying to think, have I ever, this might be my first DJ call, like
Oh,
like
wow.
call, because as a label head or head of promotions for most of you guys who don't know, actually my teeth in the music business as an intern, but I started in the promotions department, right? I'm probably one of the most unlikely people to be in music because I started as a stand-up comic. And that opportunity led me to being booked for a show. And then from that show, the woman asked me what was my plans. I just graduated from college. And I said, you know what? I don't know what I'm going to do. So she said, why don't you come on down and be my intern? So that's actually how I got into business. And once I got in, um, I fell in love with the business of music is probably what has sustained me. But then I realized I had a creative ear, back to a lot of the things that you were talking about. The artists that I've signed, the artists that I promoted, the companies that I've worked for was just honing and sharpening my talent in the space that I loved so dearly. So I would say to anybody, it's not where you start really. It's the journey on taking you to where you're going, and that's what's most important in getting into this. And even like I think the first group that I promoted that I signed was Field Mob out of Columbus, Georgia, which was really crazy. And the power, what I realized for the DJ from a hand-to-hand perspective, like, we used to be out there. I ain't gonna get on this all, it's recorded, but I come from the real grassroots of promotions, and it started with promoting the DJ because the DJ then and now, and if you really think about how music is broken, it started from the jock who in essence played the music, who in essence became the person that spun the music, right? All of those things came together. And what's most important is that the people trust the DJ because the DJ is the person that's not going to play the whack music, right? I mean, at the end of the
Mhm.
day, because your career is on the line, if you got the party popping and now you just throwing, you can't, even if you want to, you just can't because, the DJ's tied to the feeling of success as well. And I think that becomes important. And a lot of labels have tapped in over the generations and over the decades on really appreciating and understanding the power of the DJ because of, the connectivity to the public. So I commend all of you guys in staying consistent and promoting and breaking the talent and being that trustworthy factor in the space that, keeps us moving.
Absolutely. Brittany, you want to ask a question?
Um, yeah, so with me, I'm in school for my bachelor's degree actually in entertainment business. So like everything that you probably learned by yourself or your own, they put it in a nice little package for me and I gotta pay tuition to go figure it out. But my question to you would be for someone like me, like, so you said you started stand-up comedian, but somebody just was like, hey, come be an intern, and you fell in love with the business part of music. What part of the music business, like, were you more drawn to versus the other? Because yes, there's marketing, there's promotions, there's the artist management, artist relations, all of those different aspects. Like, which specific category, or was it everything? Because I'm in love with everything, but I have to teach myself to start compartmentalize, so to speak. So I would like to know, what was your first, like, okay, this is what I want to learn, delve off into, and get all the knowledge and experience in this part first.
Well, whether it's music or any business, you need to master your starting point, right? Like the foundation is solid. You just going into the music business with, some, euphoric kind of like interaction and what I want to be and how I want to be, then you're not going to be specific to anything,
Mm-hmm.
right? When you get to the top, if you're the CEO or you're the chairman or you're the head of a department or a label, then it becomes important for you to understand how everything comes together and how it all works together. But I
Mm-hmm.
would say your entry point is knowing and becoming very specific and understanding an area of the business and then building upon that.
Okay. Um, so as far as artist management, what would you say would be the pros and cons of being an artist manager or dealing with artists in that sense at all?
Well, as an artist manager, you would have to identify yourself as someone who loves to serve other people. If you're
Mm-hmm.
not somebody who's into the benefit and the win for others, then that's really not your role
Mm-hmm.
because you put your artist before you put yourself because that is exactly what you're investing in. And then if that's who you are, then guess what? That's where it starts for both of you, the creative and the business, right? And you guys coming together and being equal or above or below, but helping each other get to the same level always is going to be the benefit and the success through, the ups and the downs.
Okay. I want to get into the conference a little bit. I want to know how it came together. What was the background in it? Like, who the people that you look to in those specific areas to give context and feedback on their areas, like, how did that all come together?
So first and foremost, Classic, I gotta thank him for coming on and supporting and being a part of my vision for this. How it all came together after 30 years in the music business, right? Coming from the other side of the table, right? Not the people walking looking for deals, being on the other side, giving deals and understanding how the structure actually works and how it's stacked against people coming in, which is no different than any business as a novice. When you go into a bank to get a loan, nobody's teaching you that you need to either know about conventional loans, you need to know about arms, you need to know about equity. No one's telling you that. When you go in and asking for something, then you need to be prepared for that. So what I did was thought about when I exited the business was what am I going to do with all of these relationships that I have in the entertainment space and all of these dynamic business relationships that I've acquired over the years. And what I decided was I was going to create a conference that was going to help artists, entrepreneurs, creatives to have a one-on-one rudimentary aspect of understanding how and what to do in the business to get started. Because as creatives, which DJs are, you so focused on what you have to do next that you can't really focus on everything. Kind of like what I said to you, being specific. The
Mm-hmm.
business is equally as important as the creative. So therefore, I wanted to give people an opportunity, give the artists an opportunity to understand the business of music, give creatives an opportunity to understand business as a whole, and develop a platform and a vehicle for people to come network in a different capacity. So we decided to bring in not just and a part of it too was um, moving around the country and especially like in the Carolinas and the South. There was something that really bothered me is like independent artists, there's these organizations and people who have all these auditions and coaxing artists like, you know what, I can get you to LA or New York to perform in front of this A&R or that A&R or in front of this label, which guess what? Major label executives don't take money for auditions, right? But
Yep.
they just don't. Like that's not even so if somebody's selling you that, then that's just whack. You just not even going you've already just lost your money. Because you just not they don't care like that, right? Like they make way too much, and at the end of the day, it doesn't mean enough to put your credibility on the line to be taking dollars to see somebody, right? So that bothered me because cats would come into the cities and people would be paying hundreds, in
Yeah.
some instances, thousands of dollars for these opportunities that were going to get them nowhere. But most importantly, they were never being seen by anyone.
Yep.
So, in part of putting this all together, I wanted to make a true opportunity for people to be seen, which, this year we have some amazing executive talent that's going to be there. We got the president of Epic Records, Ezekiel Lewis, he's going to be there. We got Steve O, who's the president of A&R for Warner Music, he's going to be there. We got Naeem Ali, who's the SVP at Universal. He's going to be there. We have Dave Mahato, who's the SVP of United Masters, who actually gave Juice Lord the deal from last year. He's the grand prize winner who won $10,000, which we paid him that night. The winner got paid that night. It's not that, whatever happened, no, he got his bread that night, old school, right? And it was amazing about his story is that he actually foregoed paying his rent and traveled from Raleigh down to Charlotte for 4 days. The guy drove back and forth 2.5 hours auditioning to come because you know why? He was betting on himself and the networking possibilities for him. So he won the $10,000 for go paying his rent, took the 10 grand, went and put up a free show, sold merch, took that 10 and made 20. So, that was a very ingenious, intuitive way of, making your money multiply, making your money have babies, right? And in the grand scheme of things. So what we do is we do 2 days of auditions, a Thursday and Friday, the 11th and the 12th, which we have now currently we're taking online through our portal, and then we'll have an open call for people as well on those days while we still have slots available. And then the Saturday and Sunday, the 13th and 14th, we have 2 days of panels, which include amazing, amazing, amazing panels from, Doc Winters, the president of iHeart, hip hop and R&B. He'll be there. We'll have AC the plug. She's the head of content for Shade Room. She's gonna be there as well. We have Freddie Cameron Jr., who he does all the sales and um, line controls for cookies. He's going to be there. So, because I think it's important for us in the diversity of a business, right? Is all of us as we make our money, how do we invest in? And I think that we didn't make it through prohibition, right? With alcohol, but we're definitely in the position to partake in what the cannabis field while it's still open too. So it was important for me to bring people who could speak to, all aspects of business. We're going to have AI panels. We're going to have a She Suites panel with some impressive, strong females that are coming to really, really enlighten. Dr. Ariel Ellis, she's a powerhouse at North Carolina Central University. She's the head of endowment for Wells Fargo Bank. Uh, we have Michelle Richburg, who's, she's a big wealth manager for a lot of the stars, and it's going to be in a mass array of great conversations, great information, great action to move you forward, and most importantly, an opportunity to network. So we're going to give away Saturday. We're going to have a performance from LaRussell. He's his first time in Charlotte. He'll be
Pink.
performing,
Yes.
he'll be performing for us at the conference as well. And we're gonna give away $10,000 on Sunday night to a hot artist, right? They're gonna get their money. They're gonna start their 2024 off right.
Period. I know that's right. Is
Mhm.
LaRussell on any panels by any chance?
He's actually on Saturday.
Yes, because that boy, I love him. I just had an interview with thanks to my brother Big Flex from Florida. We just had an interview with Nick Lavelle, and he is very much so like LaRussell as far as educating the artists on how to do this independently the right way, making you some money and still being a good person with good intentions and getting your name out there and still building your brand at the same time. And I love how he educates artists because that's what I seem to have to do here in Ohio, teach a lot of the people the business part about the music business because they don't know. And like you said, they don't know that a lot of these labels and they don't need money for you to come audition for them. Like I've had to tell so many artists that, oh, well, I paid $100 for Gucci Mane. Boy, you just gave somebody $100 is what you just did. So literally this is what I'm not gonna just say my city, but I feel like a lot of entertainment scenes that are underground, so to speak, that have these indie artists need to hear this. Like it's very, very prevalent. I've watched artists spend $1,500 on radio spin promotion or something, and it never added up. The math wasn't mathing, so to speak. So and I also like, yeah, you said you on Classic. Thank you, Classic, because he also has incorporated, this is not just the DJ coalition. I'm a host. I don't know how to DJ to save my life. I don't know how to do none of that, but I am a host, and I manage music artists and event coordinator at the same time. And he made sure he incorporates all of us together so that we can all get up.
And he's speaking on a panel, Change Makers. That's going to be on Sunday. He'll be on the
that
panel.
flyer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
That flyer.
let me switch gears too, because I want to make sure for everybody who may not know, Fleet DJs have partnered with the It's Your Time conference. So we're going to be there. That's right. We are pushing the movement. We're supporting it. As Benny said, Classic will actually be on the panel. And this is going to be for the long haul. So this is the first year we're doing
Heard
this.
that this is being taped. You heard what she
Yes.
said. You
So
Yeah.
heard
let
what
me
she
make sure
said, right? It's
everybody
being taped.
knows.
It's
On
all
it.
it's done.
It's official. We have partners, so everybody get behind this. It is a movement. This is a conference like no other. I mean, where you're merging music and business, and it's so much more than just the competition of it all. It's the
Absolutely.
power that's in the room because it's
Absolutely.
not every day that you get that opportunity to network on that level and get those gems that people are paying for and they still don't get. So
And if Tia, could I add to that? Thank you so
yeah.
much, right? So powerful what you're saying. And just to dovetail on what she's speaking to is when I say these people, it's not name dropping. Like whether
Mhm.
they live in New York, LA, Atlanta, people can't get to them. The
Yep.
people who work for them can't get to them, right? We're bringing it to Charlotte, right? Because people believe in the vision and they believe in the artist and they believe in the community. And that's why it's so valuable for everyone to take part in this opportunity. Like you have to think that folks are giving up their 3-day weekend, MLK weekend, to come into Charlotte to educate and uplift the minds of young folks that look like us or not, right? Creatives who are still trying to figure it out of all ages. That's what they're here to do for no more, no less, right? Coming on their own dime to speak to y'all, right? Because I asked them to. And why they coming is because you know what? I told them, like, yo, it's divine. We're supposed to be in Charlotte. And this is where, the connection is going to be from now and forevermore. So I would say to anybody who has aspirations in being in the business of any capacity, right? Whether you read, whether you're looking at TikToks, now you can come get to the folks, right? These are real people that are gonna walk around and talk and chat with you. Ain't gonna be all of that, like, yo, I'm gonna upsell you for $700 to go sit in a room, right? Nah, we'll get to that 3 years from now. But right now, we're gonna let y'all soak it up because it's important, right? And it's important for a lot of reasons. The first reason is that we as a people, we don't take care of each other and we hide information. What I think is really important for us is to share as much as possible because then we'll all come together. Because if we don't start thinking about more than just individual success, we're never gonna have success. We've seen it. We've seen the history, we've seen the past, we've seen it all. And I'm so thankful for Classic and Tia just having me here to let you guys know, like, this is truly an opportunity, and come on down to be a part of it.
So I want to make sure, because I know you don't have a lot of time. If anybody has any questions just about the conference, about the partnership, or anything at all, at this time, please raise your hand. And I'm a little blind, so hopefully I can see.
I got you.
Raising
sis.
your hand.
I
I
got
want my glasses on, child.
you.
They're not like they used to be.
It's okay. That's what we come up for. You got your back. Don't see nobody.
Okay, making
Go
sure.
on.
Go on. Go on, twice. Oh, okay, I see a hand. Nation, is that what that is?
Dub Nation, is that who that
Oh,
is?
is that what it is?
Yeah, that's me. I'm driving, so it ain't
Oh,
showing my
it's okay.
face.
Oh, that's Ohio Fleet. Yes, Dub Nation from Ohio Fleet. That's why I had to make sure I couldn't see. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with this camera, but I just wanted to ask a question on in your position. I know you have to deal with a lot of artists and creatives. How do you actually choose who you want to work with? How do you choose who you want to work with, and how does that process work?
So there's two answers in response to that. So the first would be from a corporate perspective. When I was in corporate, that's going to be dictated by, whoever's presented on your plate. And it's not up to you whether you like or don't like it. It's a matter of you giving that artist, whomever comes before you, the best opportunity that you can. Because what you can't do is start going into what you like and don't like when someone is actually turning over their life to you asking for you to do the best for them. Right. So that's the first. Now, as an independent, it's how you want to allocate and commit your resources, who you believe in based on however you come to the opinion, whether it's something in your gut, whether you're an analytics person, however you choose to commit your time, because that's all we're really talking about when you get into an artist is talent and time. Do you think this person is viable enough to take your resources and your time, and that what you're comfortable, if nothing else, committing to them if they don't go to where you think they might go, but it was worth the shot anyway.
Great,
All right, thank you, Nation.
thank you.
Anybody else? Do I gotta do my going once, going twice again? Once, twice, three times. Maybe I can get my, it might be my time, Betty. I need to come down there and see what I can get going on.
All right, all right.
I had a little tone going on there. Might be my moment.
I think that's it. I don't think nobody has anything. I got a question. Are you
All
accepting
right.
internships at your label?
Listen,
Where the link? Can I sign up?
listen. I interned for 3 years for $25 a week. So, I like that motto.
Okay, your point.
Ah,
I didn't hear nothing. I
So
didn't hear
listen,
nothing
you know
that
what?
deterred me there.
I'm not gonna say no. No, I'm not gonna say yes, but my door's open.
I know what that
Door's
means.
open because it's commitment. Like,
I was about to say, I know what that means. Say
this is commitment, right? Because and the reason why I say that is because I know what I have to give. And I'm very selective, because ultimately when I bring people in, I'm pouring everything I have into them. So they have to be in the same position and pour into me. Because you know what? There's a lot I don't know. So I want it coming. That gotta work two ways. I need you to bring me up on these TikTok. I need everything, right? I need to know what's hot in the street. I need that. And if you're not doing that, you're not teaching me, then I'm not as happy teaching you, right? So the relationships are simpatico for me. And it doesn't matter. Like, I'm not a titles person. It's just, it's all about, like, how are we gonna win together? And that's what's most important to me, is the win for all of us.
Say less. I know what I need to do. You answer my
right.
question.
Well, you can make some It's Your Time music conference
There you
TikTok.
go.
That's a start.
Be present. Be present and accounted for. That's the first start. Roll call.
Well, before
I
I
do
let
got
you
another question.
go, did somebody say they had a question or what's
Yeah, I
that?
do got another question.
Who was
Y'all
that?
So
raise your hand.
also in the industry right now, a lot of people are depending on the social media sites.
Mhm.
But is that really giving y'all what y'all looking for? Because a lot of people are going by the numbers, not talent. I mean, I hear you talking about the talent. It's about talent time, but a lot of these guys that are, I would say, I guess, baking it or just doing their thing. Some guys is not having the talent, but they're having the marketing strategies or the money to put behind themselves. How does that take place in finding real talent and kind of, I guess, combing it out of the of what some of the guys that's not that talented?
So, I mean, talent is so subjective, right? What you perceive to be talented, I might not. Your son or your daughter might not, right? Your auntie might not. It's about how do you create a fan base, which is more important. And I think what the tools that social has been able to give is, like say for instance, if you're from Columbus, Georgia now, you might find out you have more fans in Seattle, Washington than you have in your own state. So if you got $100, where you gonna put your $100? You gonna just keep going, in Columbus, or you gonna start building where the people love you, right? So it's how you use the resource is important. And ultimately, if what we're talking about is major labels, labels are only finishers. They're not create. This isn't Motown no more. Nobody's creating artists. So you have to get out and gin up the momentum on your own at this point in any capacity. Now, when you become premier, whether that's when everybody comes on and say, you hot or you not, you whack. Oh, he don't, she don't, right? That becomes part of the rise, right? Because now people can judge you because you've elevated to the level where people can judge you. Nobody cares if they don't know you, right? You can be the dopest, just jamming all night in your nobody know who you are, but you the most talented nobody. So, it all, being critique is a part of the journey, but also realizing it's not about what we like, it's what the public likes. So people who have fans, they have people who like them. So I don't think we can just look at, music in a very isolated capacity of just saying who is and who's not, right? Because if you really look at it, how many true superstars, right? And superstars are here, right? Just superstars, not people who have moments, not people who have time, not people who are hot, not people who just have songs, right? But or have following, but who are the ones in the musical space that can withstand the test of time? And that's very few.
Mhm.
So,
Gems.
before we wrap this outside of the conference, I do want to bring mention to your book.
Hmm.
Yes. So can you tell us about your book?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So I would suggest all of you guys pull out your phones, go to Amazon. It's called On Impact Life Leadership and Betting on Yourself. And my book came out of a very horrific scenario. I was in a near-death car accident, hit a tree at 90 miles per hour. Um, had a level 2 concussions where you black out between 1 and 5 minutes, L3, L4, vertebrae fracture, bulging disc in my back, lacerated liver that led me to lose half my blood supply. And we hit the tree so hard, I was a passenger, that the seatbelt severed 2 feet of my small intestine. And in that moment, God put this book inside of me called On Impact. And impact is an acronym that stands for intuition, mastery, pivot, authenticity, connection, and teamwork. And it takes you from my journey in the business, starting at 11 years old, selling newspapers, to modern day, pretty much to getting on this call with an undercurrent of music. And it's a leadership book, it's a corporate book, it's a life book. It's a book that'll help you not only just in, how do I approach the music business, but it's also how do I approach life? because life is, you're going to do more life than you're going to do anything else. And what I've done is take all of my experiences and put it in a tight form between pages, and it's audiobook for all you people who don't want to go through the pages. I'm on audio as well.
That's what I'm looking for right now.
Come on now, I was ready for y'all because you know it took me a while to figure out that people who say they read, yo, there's a language. Like reading isn't just read. Audiobook people say I read it, right? That's the, that's the nuance of the language, right?
Yeah.
Old school, when people say they read it, you knew they hit the pages, but they read it, but however. So that has been the inspiration of a lot of things in my life. And also the impetus for It's Your Time conference, which is now opened up additional doors and helping, us move the culture and give people opportunities that they may not have before.
Awesome. So on Impact on Amazon. Well, thank you so much for giving us your time. We look forward to this flourishing partnership with Fleet and the It's Your Time conference. I want to give a special thank you to your publisher, She Robinson, who brought you to us. Thank you so much to
Yep.
Robinson Square. And we just look forward to the continued success. I've heard so much good things about the first conference, so I know this year is going to be even better. And we're in it for the long haul, so we're
Come on,
excited
guys,
about
we're
it.
here.
We're excited about it for sure.
Well, okay, I hope to see y'all. Don't miss out.
We
Hey,
got
can y'all
I put the link. It's already in the chat. The link to the conference is in the chat. I put it in there for you guys, January 13th and 14th. Any more questions?
and everybody's going to get the information because we're going to be pushing this heavy.
I
So
love it.
everybody's going to get all of the promotional material and everything.
I love it.
Got it for free on audiobook.
Yo, you got credits?
Mario,
I love it.
Look
at that.
To the sideline.
Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you to the Fleet family again. Thank
All
you, Penny.
Enjoy the holidays.
You too. Have a good
All right,
one.
then. All right, bye-bye.